as she stood on the bridge of the UES Horizon, Earth's most advanced exploration vessel. The year was 2157, and humanity had just begun to stretch its legs beyond the confines of the solar system. Elena's mission was simple: push further into the unknown and establish Earth's first extrasolar colony. As the Horizon cruised through the inky black void, its powerful sensors constantly scanned for potential habitable worlds. The crew of 250 had been in cryosleep for the better part of 2 years, with only Elena and a small team staying awake in shifts to monitor the ship's systems. "Captain," called out Lieutenant Amari from her station, her voice tinged with excitement. "I'm picking up an anomalous reading at the edge of our sensor range." Elena's heart quickened. "Can you identify it, Lieutenant?" Amari's fingers danced across her console. "Negative, Captain. It's unlike anything in our database. The energy signature is alien." The word hung in the air, charged with possibility and danger. Humanity had long wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now it seemed they might finally have their answer. "Alter course to intercept," Elena ordered, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. "And wake the senior staff. They'll want to be here for this." As the Horizon changed direction, Elena couldn't help but feel a mix of anticipation and dread. First contact was the dream of every space explorer, but it also carried immense risk. She hoped that whoever, or whatever, they were about to meet came in peace. Hours passed as the Horizon drew closer to the anomaly. The senior staff gathered on the bridge, their faces a mix of excitement and apprehension. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the ship's sphenobiologist, couldn't contain her enthusiasm. "This could be the greatest discovery in human history," she said, her eyes gleaming. "Imagine what we could learn." Commander Jack Harper, Elena's second-in-command, was more cautious. "Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We don't know if they're friendly." As they approached, the anomaly resolved itself into a massive structure, a space station of some kind, but far more advanced than anything humanity had ever constructed. Its sleek, organic lines seemed to defy the laws of physics, and strange energy patterns danced across its surface. "My God," whispered Elena, "it's beautiful." Suddenly, alarms blared across the bridge. Lieutenant Amari's eyes widened in panic. "Captain, we're being scanned. Wait, no, we're being pulled in." Before anyone could react, a brilliant beam of energy lanced out from the alien station, enveloping the Horizon. The ship shuddered, and Elena felt a strange sensation, as if reality itself was bending around them. In the blink of an eye, the Horizon found itself inside a cavernous docking bay. As the crew stared in awe at their surroundings, a group of figures emerged from a shimmering portal. The aliens were tall, willowy creatures with iridescent skin and large, multifaceted eyes. They moved with an otherworldly grace that seemed almost hypnotic. One of them stepped forward, raising a hand in what Elena hoped was a gesture of peace. To everyone's shock, the alien spoke, in perfect English. "Greetings, humans of Earth. We are the Aetheri, and we have been waiting for you." Elena swallowed hard, forcing herself to step forward. "I am Captain Elena Reyes of the United Earth Ship Horizon. We come in peace and friendship." The lead Aetheri's expression was unreadable, but its voice carried a note of urgency. "We have brought you here because your species faces a grave threat, one that you are not yet aware of. We need your help, Captain Reyes, just as you will need ours." Before Elena could respond, the alien's form shimmered, and suddenly, a holographic display filled the air around them. It showed a massive armada of warships, unlike anything humanity had ever seen, moving through space with clear purpose. "This is the Zokari Dominion," the Aetheri explained, "a warlike species that seeks to conquer and enslave all other sentient life. They have already subjugated dozens of worlds, and now they have set their sights on Earth." The crew of the Horizon gasped collectively. Elena felt the weight of her responsibility pressing down on her like never before. How long do we have?" The Zicari fleet will reach your solar system in less than 1 Earth year. Your technology, impressive as it is for such a young species, is no match for their weapons. Elena's mind raced. Earth had only just begun to explore beyond its own backyard. How could they possibly hope to defend against such an advanced threat? As if reading her thoughts, the Etheri continued. But there is hope. Your species possesses something unique, something that even we, with all our advanced technology, find fascinating. You have an incredible capacity for innovation, for thinking in ways that defy convention. It is this gift that may save not only your world, but countless others. Commander Harper stepped forward, his face set in determination. What do you need us to do? The Etheri gestured, and the holographic display changed, showing schematics for incredibly advanced technology. We will share with you knowledge that will allow you to advance your technology by centuries in a matter of months. But it will be up to you to apply this knowledge in ways that we cannot foresee, to create defenses and weapons that the Zicari will never expect. Elena looked at her crew, seeing the same mix of fear and resolve in their eyes that she felt herself. They had come to explore, to push the boundaries of human knowledge. Now, they found themselves thrust into a conflict with the very fate of humanity hanging in the balance. Taking a deep breath, Elena turned back to the Etheri. We accept your offer. We'll do whatever it takes to protect Earth and help you fight these Zicari. The alien inclined its head in what seemed to be a gesture of respect. Then let us begin. Time is short, and there is much to do. As the Etheri led them deeper into the station, Elena couldn't help but marvel at the twist of fate. They had sought to make history by establishing humanity's first extrasolar colony. Instead, they found themselves at the beginning of a journey that would push humanity to its limits, and perhaps beyond. The next few hours were a whirlwind of activity. The Etheri shared vast amounts of data with the Horizon's computers, while Dr. Tanaka and the science team worked feverishly to begin deciphering the alien technology. Elena coordinated with Commander Harper to establish a plan for returning to Earth and presenting their findings to the United Earth government. As Elena watched her crew rise to the enormous challenge before them, she felt a surge of pride. Humanity might be young and relatively inexperienced in the cosmic scale, but they were adaptable, creative, and above all, determined. The Zicari might think Earth would be an easy conquest, but they were in for a surprise. The journey back to Earth would be perilous, and the task of preparing humanity for the coming storm would be monumental. But as Captain Elena Reyes looked at the stars through the alien station's viewport, she allowed herself a small, defiant smile. That humans were a force to be reckoned with. The UES Horizon streaked through space, pushing its newly upgraded engines to their limits. Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the rapidly approaching blue marble of Earth. In the months since their encounter with the Etheri, her crew had worked tirelessly to integrate as much of the alien technology as possible into their systems. "We're entering Earth's orbit, Captain," announced Lieutenant Amari, her voice tight with anticipation. Elena nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. "Open a channel to UEG headquarters, Priority Alpha." Within moments, the stern face of Admiral Chen appeared on the main view screen. His eyes widened slightly at the sight of Elena and her crew. "Captain Reyes, you're 3 years ahead of schedule. Report." Taking a deep breath, Elena launched into her explanation. She told the Admiral about their encounter with the Etheri, the impending Zicari invasion, and the technological advancements they'd brought back. As she spoke, she could see the mix of disbelief and growing alarm on the Admiral's face. "This is unprecedented," Admiral Chen said when she finished. "I'm calling an emergency session of the UAG Council. Prepare your crew for immediate debriefing." The next 48 hours were a blur of meetings, presentations, and heated debates. Elena and her senior staff found themselves at the center of a political and military storm as Earth's leaders grappled with the reality of their situation. In a secure bunker beneath Geneva, Elena stood before the assembled leaders of the United Earth government. The tension in the room was palpable as she concluded her report. "Ladies and gentlemen," she said, her voice steady, "we have less than 11 months to prepare for an invasion by a technologically superior force. But we also have an opportunity. The Aetheri have given us the tools to advance our technology by centuries. What we lack in time, we must make up for with innovation and determination." President Liana Mbeke leaned forward, her eyes sharp. "And you're certain these Aetheri can be trusted, Captain?" Elena met the president's gaze. "As certain as we can be, Madam President. They've provided us with technology that could have easily destroyed us if that was their intent. I believe their need for allies against the Zokhari is genuine." Defense Minister Yakov Petrov slammed his fist on the table. "Even with this alien technology, how can we hope to stand against an armada that has conquered dozens of worlds? We should be focusing on evacuation plans, not futile resistance." The room erupted into arguments, but a sharp whistle cut through the chaos. All eyes turned to Dr. Yuki Tanaka, who had risen from her seat. "With all due respect," she said, her voice quavering slightly but growing stronger, "that kind of defeatist thinking is exactly what the Zokhari are counting on. The Aetheri chose to ally with us for a reason. They see something in humanity that we often overlook: our adaptability, our creativity under pressure." She activated a holographic display showing schematics of hybrid human Aetheri technology. "In just 1 month, we've already made breakthroughs that the Aetheri believed would take years. We're applying their advanced science in ways they never considered. Imagine what we could accomplish with the resources of an entire planet working together." Elena felt a surge of pride for her science officer. Dr. Tanaka's words seemed to shift the mood in the room, replacing fear with a cautious determination. President Mbeke stood, her decision clear in her eyes. "Very well. As of this moment, I'm declaring a global state of emergency. All Earth's resources will be directed towards preparing for this threat. Minister Petrov, you'll oversee the integration of this new technology into our defense systems. Captain Reyes, I want you to lead a diplomatic mission back to the Aetheri. We need to formalize this alliance and see what other potential allies we might gather." As the meeting adjourned, Elena felt a mix of relief and apprehension. They had taken the first crucial step, but the real work was only beginning. History. The impending threat of invasion spurred innovation at an unprecedented pace. Old rivalries were set aside as nations pooled their resources and brightest minds. Meanwhile, Elena found herself traversing the stars once more, this time as Earth's ambassador. The Horizon, now upgraded with Aetheri technology, became the flagship of a small diplomatic fleet. They visited worlds and species that humanity had never dreamed existed, each time presenting their case and seeking allies against the Zokhari threat. Not all of their diplomatic missions were successful. Many alien species, hearing of the Zokhari's might, chose to remain neutral. Others, long oppressed by the Dominion, were too afraid to openly resist. But with each world they visited, humanity learned, adapted, and grew stronger. One of their most crucial alliances came from an unexpected source. The Voloth, a species of silicon-based lifeforms, had long been considered unintelligent by other races due to their incredibly slow rate of communication. It was Dr. Tanaka who realized the truth. The Voloth experienced time at a radically different rate than most carbon-based lifeforms. Using a combination of Aetheri technology and human ingenuity, Dr. Tanaka created a device that allowed real-time communication with the Voloth. What the humans learned amazed them. The Voloth were master strategists, capable of analyzing and predicting complex situations over what they perceived as vast spans of time. "Your species moves so quickly," the Voloth representative said, its crystalline form shimmering. "We have watched the Zokhari for what you would consider millennia. We have seen their patterns, their weaknesses. Alone we could never act on this knowledge. But with your speed and adaptability..." The alliance with the Voloth proved to be a game-changer. Their strategic insights, combined with humanity's rapid technological advancement and the Ethere's resources, began to form the foundation of a real defense against the Zalkari. Back on Earth, the face of the planet was changing. Massive defense platforms rose from the oceans, powered by clean fusion reactors developed from Aetheri designs. Fleets of advanced starships took shape in orbital shipyards, each incorporating technology that was a unique blend of human, Aetheri, and other allied species innovations. But it wasn't just military technology that was advancing. The influx of alien knowledge led to breakthroughs in medicine, environmental science, and fundamental physics. For the first time in centuries, diseases like cancer were on the verge of being eradicated. Clean energy solutions reversed the tide of climate change. The quality of life for billions improved dramatically, even as they prepared for war. 6 months into Earth's great transformation, Elena stood on the observation deck of the orbital shipyard New Dawn, watching as the first of Earth's new defense fleet underwent its final checks. The sleek vessels bore little resemblance to the primitive ships humanity had fielded just half a year ago. Commander Harper joined her, his face a mix of awe and determination. "Hard to believe how far we've come in such a short time," he said. Elena nodded, her eyes fixed on the ships. "And we'll need every bit of it. Our latest intelligence suggests the Zalkari are aware something's changed. They're accelerating their plans." Harper's jaw tightened. "How long?" 3 months, Elena replied, her voice grim. "Maybe less. They'll be at the edge of our solar system in as little as 3 months." As if on cue, alarms began blaring throughout the station. Elena's comm unit crackled to life with an urgent message from Earth Command. "All ships, battle stations. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Long-range sensors have detected a Zalkari scouting party entering the Oort cloud. All available vessels, move to intercept." Elena and Harper shared a look of grim determination. The enemy had arrived sooner than anyone had anticipated. The time for preparation was over. Now, humanity would face its greatest test. As they raced to the horizon's docking bay, Elena felt a strange calm settle over her. In less than a year, humanity had advanced centuries, forged alliances across the stars, and prepared as best they could. Now they would show the galaxy what humans were truly capable of when pushed to their limits. The battle for Earth's future was about to begin. As Earth's hastily assembled defense fleet engaged the scouting party, Captain Elena Reyes gripped the arms of her command chair aboard the UES Horizon, her eyes fixed on the tactical display. Evasive maneuvers, she barked as a cruiser locked onto them. The Horizon banked sharply, narrowly avoiding a searing beam of energy that could have torn through their hull. Commander Harper's voice came through the comm, tense but controlled. "Captain, our new shields are holding, but we're taking a beating. The tech is even more advanced than we anticipated." Elena's mind raced. They had prepared for this moment for months, but the reality of facing them was more daunting than they could have imagined. The enemy ships moved with an almost organic fluidity, their weapons capable of adapting to Earth's defenses in real time. "Dr. Tanaka," Elena called out, "what are you seeing?" The scientist's fingers flew across her console. "Their ships. It's like they're learning, evolving mid-battle. Our Aetheri-based systems are barely keeping up with the changes." As Elena watched the battle unfold, a realization struck her. The ships weren't just powerful, they were predictive, anticipating Earth's moves almost before they made them. But there was a pattern to their adaptations, a logic that seemed almost artificial, Elena murmured. Then, louder, "Dr. Tanaka, could the ships be controlled by some form of artificial intelligence?" Tanaka's eyes widened. "It's possible. That would explain their incredible adaptation speed. But if that's true, then they might be vulnerable to cyber warfare," Elena finished. She hit the fleet-wide comm. "All ships, fall back to defensive formation Delta. Confuse their predictive algorithms, and get me Earth Command now." As the Earth fleet regrouped, Buying precious time, Elena outlined her theory to the UAG leaders and top scientists back on Earth. The response was immediate. Within hours, a radical plan was put into motion. On Earth, a team led by Dr. Usha Patel, the world's foremost expert in quantum computing and AI, began work on what they called Project Trojan. The goal, to create a hybrid human-AI system that could outthink and outmaneuver the Zerkari ship controllers. Meanwhile, in space, the battle raged on. Earth's forces, though outnumbered, fought with a tenacity that seemed to surprise them. Every defeat was analyzed, every small victory built upon. Humanity's greatest strength, its ability to learn and adapt quickly, was on full display. Weeks passed in a grueling war of attrition. The Zerkari pushed deeper into the solar system, but each advance cost them dearly. Earth's defenders, bolstered by their alien allies, contested every asteroid, every orbital path. Elena found herself in the thick of battle more often than not, the horizon becoming a symbol of humanity's defiance. But even as they fought, she knew they were buying time for something greater. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of combat, the call came from Earth. Project Trojan was ready. In a secure facility deep beneath the Himalayan mountains, Dr. Patel stood before a gathering of world leaders and military commanders. Behind her loomed a massive quantum computer, its sleek design a testament to how far human technology had advanced in mere months. "Ladies and gentlemen," Patel began, her voice steady despite the weight of expectation. "What we've created here is more than just a supercomputer. It's a bridge between human intuition and machine precision." She gestured to a young man seated before an array of neural interfaces. "This is Lieutenant Miguel Santos, one of our most decorated cyber warfare experts. He will be let's call him our driver." President leaned forward. "Doctor, we're putting the fate of our world in your hands. Are you certain this will work?" "Is a luxury we don't have. But what I can tell you is this: the Zerkari rely on predictability, on cold logic. We're about to introduce them to human unpredictability on a scale they've never encountered." With a nod from the president, the operation began. Lieutenant Santos was linked to the quantum AI, his mind melding with the vast computational power of the machine. The goal was audacious: to hack into the Zerkari battle network and sow chaos in their ranks. In space, Elena and the Earth fleet prepared for what might be their final stand. The main Zerkari armada had arrived, their ships blotting out the stars. As the enemy closed in, Elena sent out a fleet-wide transmission. "This is Captain Reyes to all Earth and Allied ships. I won't lie to you, we're outnumbered and outgunned. But everything we love, everyone we're fighting for, is behind us. We are the line in the sand. We are humanity's best hope. And I promise you this: the Zerkari have no idea what they're in for. Stand fast, fight hard, and let's show these bastards what humans are made of." A chorus of cheers erupted across the comm channels. Then, silence fell as the Zerkari fleet moved into attack position. But just as the first enemy shots were fired, something extraordinary happened. Zerkari ships suddenly veered off course, their weapon systems firing wildly into empty space. Entire sections of their fleet began to move erratically, colliding with each other in a cascade of destruction. On the bridge of the horizon, Elena watched in awe as the mighty Zerkari armada dissolved into chaos. "It worked," she breathed. "By God, it actually worked." Back on Earth, Lieutenant Santos was locked in an intense mental battle with the Zerkari AI. Sweat poured down his face as he navigated the alien systems, planting false commands, disrupting communication channels, and rewriting targeting algorithms on the fly. The quantum AI amplified his efforts, allowing him to be everywhere in the Zerkari network at once. It was a battle of creativity versus cold logic, human unpredictability against machine precision, and slowly but surely, humanity was winning. As the Zerkari fleet fell into disarray, Elena seized the moment. All ships, This is our chance. Concentrate fire on their flagship. Let's cut the head off this snake. The Earth fleet surged forward, their weapons finding weak points in the now vulnerable Zukari defenses. The Horizon led the charge, weaving through the chaos with a grace that belied its size. In a final, desperate move, the Zukari flagship launched a massive energy wave, intended to fry the electronics of every ship in its path. But Elena was ready. "Now, Tanaka," she shouted. Dr. Tanaka activated a device of her own design, a hybrid of etheric energy manipulation and Wolof temporal technology. The energy wave hit the device and seemed to fold in on itself, creating a localized time dilation field that sent the destructive force right back at the Zukari ship. The enemy flagship erupted in a blinding explosion that seemed to hang in space for an eternity. When the light faded, the once mighty vessel was nothing more than scattered debris. A stunned silence fell over the battlefield. Then, one by one, the remaining Zukari ships began to retreat, jumping to faster-than-light speeds in a desperate bid to escape. On the bridge of the Horizon, the crew erupted into cheers and tears of joy. Elena slumped in her chair, exhausted but triumphant. They had done it. Against all odds, humanity had stood against the greatest threat it had ever faced, and emerged victorious. As reports of their victory spread across the solar system and to their alien allies, Elena knew that this was more than just a military triumph. It was a turning point for her entire species. Humanity had proven itself on the galactic stage, showcasing not just their technological prowess, but their creativity, adaptability, and indomitable spirit. The Zukari had come expecting an easy conquest. Instead, they had awakened a sleeping giant. As Elena looked out at the stars, she knew that the universe would never be the same. Humanity was here to stay, and they were just getting started.